Jam joined by Sweet and Sour from Texas. And here we go. Sweet and Sour recycled the back of the pack. Killer Queen trying to get through 4 blockers at the front. License to Dill sent to the penalty box for Los. That'll leave Killer Queen all alone without a pivot. Pocket stand recycled Sweet and Sour way back. Sweet and Sour just makes it through up the inside to take lead jammer for Texas. Killer Queen completes the initial pass as well. Sweet and Sour picks up 2 points and calls off the jam before Killer Queen can get back and score. Punchline wearing the star for Los. Hordak wearing the star for Texas. Punchline this time finds a little room on the inside to get through to take lead jammer for Los. Hordak completes the initial pass. Punchline back in on a scoring pass. Punchline gets through and calls off the jam. 4 points for Los. Jay Wallapete jamming for Texas. License to Dill jamming for Los. No pack is called right at the whistle. They reform. License to Dill flew too close to the edge, picked up a cut track penalty. Power jam now for Texas. Jay Wallapete, your lead jammer. Heat makes it through the pack easily for 4 points. Jay Wallapete back for another scoring pass. Killer Queen and Pocket Sand ganging up on Jay Wallapete. He is forced out of bounds on the outside and has to reset. License to Dill out of bounds on the outside, recycled way back. Jay Wallapete also recycled to the back. Heat with an attempted apex jump. Takes a fall and has to reset. Killer Queen pushing Jay Wallapete out of bounds on the inside. Heat goes ahead and calls off the jam. Sweet and Sour jamming for Texas. The Abinator jamming for Los. We have a full pack. Penalty box is empty. Texas losing their pivot to the box. Abinator gets through to take lead jammer for Los. Abinator puts up 4 points. Abinator coming back around for another scoring pass. Abinator gets away from matching Bird for 4 more. The Abinator puts up another 4 points. Star pass to Black Widow. Trainwreck jamming for Texas. Killer Queen jamming for Los. You go into timeout. Now we are back. Killer Queen forced out of bounds on the outside. Resetting back behind Gator. Trainwreck, your lead jammer for Texas. Trainwreck forced out of bounds, has to reset behind pocket sand. Killer Queen completes the initial pass. Trainwreck gets through for 4 and calls off the jam. And did shut the door just in time. No points for Killer Queen and Los. Punchline jamming for Los. Hordak jamming for Texas. Punchline with 1 blocker to beat. Punchline gets through to take lead jammer for Los. Star pass to Black Widow. Punchline through for 3 and calls off the jam. Black Widow unable to get back and score. Viper wearing the star for Los. Sweet and Sour jamming for Texas. Viper resets back behind Gator. Now Viper reset behind 24/7 Rooster. Killer Queen recycled sweet and sour all the way back behind the jammer line. Cut track going to Viper, now a power jam for Texas. Texas had leads jammer. Sweet and sour coming around for a scoring pass. Forced out of bounds on the outside and resets quickly. Sweet and sour calls off the jam after picking up 4 points. Viper released from the box just in time. Arm alarm wearing the star for Los. Jay Wallapete jamming for Texas. Arm alarm gets through first to take lead for Los. Yabinator sent to the penalty box. Arm alarm's all alone out there with no pivot. Jay Wallapete recycled to the back of the pack. Punchline mercilessly blocking Jay Wallapete. Arm alarm gets through for 4. Burbank jamming for Texas. Sonic Boom jamming for Los. Once again, excellent defense holding both jammers. Back stretching out now, they'll have to bridge. Sonic Boom stuck all the way at the back. Lordak squeezes past License Sedil to take lead jammer. Viper sent to the penalty box for Lowe's. Wuffernutter with a big block, taking Hordak down and out of bounds on the outside. Viper released from the box. Sonic Boom recycled to the back of the pack. Rooster sent to the box for Texas. And the jam times out. Texas picking up 4 points. Trainwreck versus Killer Queen on the jammer line. Killer Queen easily sprints up the inside to take lead jammer for Lowe's. Punchline with a big block there, pushing Trainwreck out of bounds. Killer Queen threw for 4. Texas got all the blockers they can in the penalty box. Killer Queen taking full advantage, picking up another 4 points. Killer Queen speeds her up the inside for 4 more. And another 4 for Killer Queen. Last Texas blocker released from the box as 1 more enters. Killer Queen dodges Rooster and gets through for another 4 points. Gemstone shoves Rooster into Killer Queen. Killer Queen went out of bounds and didn't know it, picked up a cut track penalty. Now we have a power jam for Texas. Killer Queen picked up 20 points before being sent to the box. Jam times out with Killer Queen standing in the penalty box. Texas will enjoy a power start for a few seconds. Jay Wallop Pete wearing the star for Texas. Killer Queen wearing the star for Los, standing in the penalty box. Jay Wallop Pete will have a few seconds of power jam start here. And he takes advantage. Lead jammer Jay Wallop Pete on Texas. Killer Queen out of the box, forced out of bounds on the inside, and has to recycle to the back of the pack. Heat also recycled to the back. Killer Queen completes the initial pass. The Abinator lining up to jam for Los. Hordak jamming for Texas. Abinator pushed to the ground. Minor threat knocked down, but pops right back up again and get back to work blocking. Pocket sand sent to the penalty box for Los. Hordak with the Abinator sent to the penalty box. It's going to be a power jam for Hordak in Texas. Minor threat keeping the pressure on Hordak. The Abinator wearing the star in the penalty box for Los. Black Widow jamming for Texas. Black Widow with two blockers to beat. Now just one, that's Punchline. Punchline holding Black Widow. Viper jumps in to help. Black Widow gets through for lead. Punchline sent to the box. Abinator with one blocker to beat. Slams into number 143, Summer Heat, and gets through. Black Widow calling off the jam. Killer Queen jamming for Los. Jay Wallop Pete jamming for Texas. Jay Wallop Pete reset to the back of the pack. Killer Queen out of bounds on the outside and recycles all the way back. Bunch line stops to let Jay Wallopy go as the pack had gotten too stretched out. Jay Wallopy trying to hop the apex and takes a knee and recycles. Start pass to License Dill. License Dill unable to get back and score. 2 points for Texas. The Ebenezer versus Hordak on the jammer line. Ebenezer recycles behind Summer Heat. Sweet and Sour pushes the Ebenezer out of bounds. The Ebenezer able to get back on track before Sweet and Sour could do too much damage. Ebenezer earns lead jammer for Los. Hordak completes the initial pass for Texas. Los losing their pivot to the box. Ebenezer puts up 2 points, no points for Texas. Under 7 minutes to go in the first period. 50 points Los, 36 Texas. Black Widow jamming for Texas. Punchline jamming for Los. Black Widow recycles back behind Pocket Sand. Black Widow knocked Pocket Sand down, so Pocket Sand got up and knocked Black Widow out of bounds. Punchline recycled to the back of the pack. Immediately accelerates through to take lead jammer for Los. Texas with a star pass. Rooster put on the star just before the end of the jam. Pocket Sand just took a seat in the penalty box at the end of the jam for Los. Jay Wallopy jamming for Texas. Killer Queen for Los. Killer Queen making quick work of the pack to take lead jammer for Los. Jay Wallopy completes the initial pass. Killer Queen through for 4. Killer Queen calls off the jam. Heat able to pick up 2 points. Scandulus going to take a turn at jamming for the first time this game. We have an official review. Yeah, all right, the official timeout is over. It's time to get back to Derby. Trainwreck jamming for Texas. Scandulus jamming for Los. Pakistan out of the box and doing damage immediately. Scandulus makes it through the pack to take lead jammer for Los. Trainwreck recycle the back. And we go into official timeout. And the official timeout ends. Odak wearing the star for Texas. The Abinator lining up to jam for Los. We have a full pack with no one in the box. Official timeout for last minute scrubbing. With some water droplets on the outside of the track here. Hordak versus the Abinator on the jammer line. We have a full pack. Hordak sneaks through to take lead jammer for Texas. Hordak coming around for a scoring pass. The Abinator completes the initial pass. Hordak picks up 4 points and calls off the jam. Jolita and Rooster will start the next jam in the penalty box for Texas. Killer Queen's got a 4-2 pack advantage. Jay Wallapete jamming for Texas. No pack is called right at the whistle. Killer Queen steps to the outside and gets through for lead jammer. Killer Queen with a little fancy footwork there, picking up 4 points. Killer Queen through for 4 more. All the blockers have been released from the box. We have a full pack out there now. Killer Queen being blocked hard, but able to stay on track. Jay Wallapete out of the pack, puts the star back on. Under a minute on the period clock. This could be the last jam in the first period. Rainbow Crash going to take a turn at jamming for Los. Going up against Hordak, number 4 from Texas. Hordak makes it through to take lead jammer for Texas. Rainbow Crash still stuck at the back of the pack. Hordak tries to get through on the inside. Taken out of bounds by Fluffernutter. Rainbow Crash weak cycle to the back of the pack. Rainbow Crash pushed out of bounds. Sweet and sour in the box for Texas. Hordak threw 4 points. Sweet and sour is released in the box. Both teams now at full strength. Hordak dodging Fluffernutter to get through for 4 more. Period clock has run out. This will be the last jam of the first period. Hordak puts up another 4. Hordak goes ahead and calls out the jam. Official review was requested before we can go to halftime. El Tornado Blanco says that is officially halftime.
was skating when I was about like 10. Me and family would just go session skating. And then after COVID, I discovered roller derby because I needed to find a sport to do. So at the time, I really liked the comic book Roller Girl. So I'm gonna try roller derby. So ever since then, I've really loved the sport. Roller derby's helped me like so much in my personal life, not only like on a mental level, but like upbringing, like confidence and overall like morale, like about life, also like many life lessons. And this sport has taught me so many like memorable and like, great things about life and just sports in general. It's an amazing community. You're gonna make lifelong friends. I love roller derby, and you should join Los Anarchists.
You give it everything you've got, and so do we. Why? So you can reach higher, do more. Be yourself. Trust yourself. On the track, in the park, believe in yourself. Protect yourself. Because no matter who you are, we've got you covered. One size has never fit all. The best skaters choose the best certified helmet. The certified sweat saver. Certified protection second to none.
Roller Derby for a Cause, Los Anarchists, Junior Derby, and Cedars-Sinai teamed up this weekend for their Spring Fling Junior Roller Derby Tournament Blood Drive. Teams from LA, Long Beach, Santa Cruz, and Seattle battled it out on the track A blood bus was on site to accept donations.
Now, Southern California's news leader, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Well, its title sounds like a horror film, but it's actually an event for the entire family.
It's Bloodfest 7 in cold blood, a junior roller derby tournament and blood drive taking place this weekend in Burbank. The Los Anarchists Junior Derby in Cedars-Sinai hosted this the 7th year, welcoming teams from Santa Cruz, Spokane, Washington, and New England. And if you're thinking this looks like a lot of fun, one coach says anyone can join.
Most people the kids that come to us have never played a sport before, or they have, and they found their niche. We're just anybody and everybody's welcome. Our arms are open just to grow at any level. If you don't want to compete, you just want to kind of roll around, well, there's a spot for you there. We'll ref.
And the group says they not only reached their fundraising goal this weekend, but they also reached their blood drive goal as well.
All right, looks like a lot of fun. Well, that is Eyewitness News at 6. Thanks for joining us.
All right, we're going to get this second half started. Score right now, 54 Texas, 70 Los Anarchists. So the official review in the first.
Okay, in the previous period's official review, Los Anarchists wanted a cut on the Texas Jammer. The no-cut call stands.
That was an official review on the first half, and while they would have been assessed the timeout, this is a brand new half, so they get it back, as does the other team. On deck, we have Abinator for Los Anarchists and Hordak for Texas to start the second half off. Looks like we're starting with a full pack. All right, that is start whistle. Blanco was taking his time. Abinator and Hordak launching off. Abinator forced to reset. Pack hasn't really moved, so not much lost ground. Hordak up front, pushing that tripod of Los Anarchist blockers up front. Hordak forced to the ground, but still getting up and getting right at it. Still no lead jammer. Abinator forced to reset all the way to the back. Still no progress. The pack still stuck just before the first turn. Abinator trying to get some help from a friend. Hordak forced to reset. So now Hordak is going to be at the rear of the pack. Abinator at the front. We are past a minute with no lead jammer. Abinator has taken lead jam. That's going to be for Los Anarchists. Hordak forced to reset. Abinator trying to skip through the front, force that out of bounds up front. Still gets through. That's going to be 4 points first on the board in the second half for Los Anarchists. Star pass over to Rooster on Texas side. That's going to be the initial. Abinator calls it. Still earning 3 more points before the end of that jam. That's going to be a total of 7 gain for this jam for Los Anarchists. Got Killer Queen for Los Anarchists and Law Pete for Texas. Killer Queen forced to reset. J-Walla Pete still stuck at the front. Killer Queen immediately rushes through in the inside lane. That's lead jammer for Los Anarchists. Killer Queen already looping back to the pack. Texas regaining a blocker. Killer Queen with a 4-point pass, extending Los Anarchists' lead. Cut track called on Killer Queen. Killer Queen going to the box. That's going to give a power jam over to Jay Wallapete and Texas, who has just made the initial pass. No lead jammer. It's going to go the rest of the minute. Again, no lead jammer. Going to go to the end. LT player being called, number 66, Pippi Lawn Slopping. Los Anarchists down a blocker. That's also the end of the power jam. Both jammers back on the field. Killer Queen already going at full momentum. Oh, back block called on Killer Queen. Power jam continues for Texas. JLP forced to reset to the back. Los Anarchists forcing the issue backwards. JLP found an opening in the middle and made it mostly through, enough to get all 4 points before the end. Going to be a power start for Texas, as Killer Queen is unfortunately iced in the box. This coming up. train wreck on deck for Texas for their power start. Trainwreck running right through. Still hasn't taken the lead jam. Trainwreck forced to reset. That's the end of the power jam. Pack returning to full strength. Killer Queen stuck behind that tripod at the rear. Trainwreck at the front. Both jammers stalled again at the first turn. "40 seconds into the jam, and we finally have a lead jammer. That's going to be Trainwreck for Texas. Trainwreck immediately through, has one blocker left to go. Los Anarchists rebuilt their defense up front of that pack. Viper with the stop on Trainwreck. Trainwreck having to go all the way to the back again. That's going to be the end of that jam. Punchline forced to go to the box before the end. Texas with a one-player advantage on the field coming up. Texas did get 4 points before the end of that last jam. Score right now is 84-62 in favor of Los Anarchists. 23 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second half. Got some miscommunication going on. Los Anarchists with the timely timeout. All right. Los Anarchists team timeout to help set their team up on the field. We have Abinator jamming for them, as well as Hordak for Texas. That's the end of Los Anarchists' first team timeout. Abinator swarmed at the corner. Whoa! Abinator kind of shoved to the front. Hordak forced to reset at the back. Hordak resetting again. Abinator still up front against that tripod. Los Anarchists regain a blocker with Punchline rejoining the pack. Both jammers stalled again. Abinator trying to get some help this time. Punchline trying to run screen up front. We're past a minute with no lead jammer. Los Anarchists trying to open up a lane. Abinator forced to reset. Hordak going to the box, by the way. Power jam for Los Anarchists. Texas now down 2 players on the field. Pigeon also forced to go to the box for Los Anarchists. Another penalty being called, this time on number 10, Sweet and Sour. Texas is depleted on the field. Abinator still needs to get through. Whoa, Abinator forced to reset. That times out the jam. That was a wee bit of chaos. We got 3 players in the box, including Texas's pivot. We have Jay Wallopy and Killer Queen on deck. Texas is about to regain a blocker. It's almost even. Killer Queen pushes through. That's going to be lead jammer for Los Anarchists. Killer Queen attempting a scoring pass. Jay Wallopy for Texas still looking for that initial. The pack is stuck at turn 1. Killer Queen trying to get some help, but the pack has remerged right at turn 1. Everyone's together now. Texas is sweet and sour back in the box. They have lost their pivot. Killer Queen finally calls it, still earning 4 points before the end of that, holding Texas to 0. Score now is 88-62 for Los Anarchists. 19 minutes and 23 seconds left. Official timeout being called. We have Fluffer Mutter for Los Anarchists and Trainwreck for Texas on deck. That is the start of the jam. Fluffer Mutter does not make it. That is a cut track call. Power jam now over to Trainwreck and Texas. Lead jam position is still open. Trainwreck takes it. That's your lead jammer for Texas. Trainwreck has that lane open on the inside thanks to their teammates. That's 4 points on the board for Texas. I think that was a forearm call on... Trainwreck tried to burst through in the middle. That's the end of the power jam. Fluffer Mutter rejoins the pack. Forearm called on Fluffer Mutter. Power jam continues for Trainwreck and Texas. Trainwreck in control of the jam, but has yet to make another complete pass to take advantage. Rooster returns to the pack, and Trainwreck calls it. Going to be a power start coming up. Jay Wallopy for Texas on deck on this power start as Texas looks to make up the 18-point deficit. Fluffer Mutter still in the box from the last jam. Pack is being pushed forward to turn 1. Jay Wallopy still trying to get that lead jam if possible. That's the end of the power jam. Fluffer Mutter rejoins the pack at full strength. Pack being called. Jay Wild Pete and Fluffermutter make it through. Jay Wild Pete has lead jam position, and jammers are racing to the pack. Texas is losing a blocker. Jay Wild Pete with an apex jump. I think still being ruled inbounds. Jay Wild Pete does make it. That's going to be 4 points for Texas. Fluffermutter makes it through as well. 4 points for Los Anarchists. Jay Wild Pete trying to make a play. Has 2 blockers left to go up front. Fluffermutter at the middle of the pack trying to get through as well. That's going to end the jam. 4 points for Los Anarchists, 4 points for Texas. Timeout being called by Texas. Official review being called by Texas. Texas asked for an official review, attempting to call a back block call on Los Anarchists jammer. It was ruled that there was no back block. Texas will be assessed their official timeout, and we are going to continue as is. Again, the ruling is against Texas's requested official review. They will be assessed their official timeout. Killer Queen and Hordak is going to be back on deck. Three players apiece in the box, with one coming out for Los Anarchists. Hordak already playing super aggressively, trying to get through. Killer Queen forced to reset, but going at full momentum. Stonely Jammer. Hordak tumbling out of bounds up top. A little slow to get up, but is okay. Killer Queen, however, does make it through clean. That's going to be your lead jammer for Los Anarchists. Killer Queen with another 4-point pass right to the middle. And we are back at it. Time stopped at 14 minutes and 53 seconds. It's going to be Viper taking on Trainwreck. The pack has returned to full strength. Viper immediately on the inside lane. Takes the lead jam for Los Anarchists. Texas losing up Walker. Star pass over to Rooster on Texas side. Oh wow, that was a lot of stuff that happened. Star pass was successful. Penalty called on Rooster. And then Viper called off the jam. No, I see Trainwreck in the box with the star. So it looks like Trainwreck still has the star, but is in the box. Power start now over to Los Anarchists' Killer Queen. And Killer Queen immediately takes advantage with the depleted person power in the field. Lead jammer. Los Anarchists worked as a team to open up the inside lane. That's 4 points on the board for Los L. That is a quick end to the power jam. Killer Queen with a 4-point pass as the pack has returned completely to full strength. Trainwreck returning. Trainwreck about to escape. No, almost, yes. Trainwreck does make it. That's going to be the initial for Texas. Meanwhile, Killer Queen, another 4-point pass. Killer Queen taking advantage of the time and calls it off just before Trainwreck can rejoin the pack for points. 12-point run by LaSalle to extend their lead. We're at 12 minutes and 48 seconds left. Team timeout being called by Texas. It looks to be their first of the half. Once again, that marks the end of the team timeout. 3 players in the box, including Texas's pivot. We have Viper for LaSalle on the line and Jay Wallapete for Texas. Viper on the inside lane, snuck through for lead jammer. LaSalle in command of the jam again. Jay Wallapete also gets out of that pack. That's going to be the initial for Texas. Viper skirts through for 4 and calls it, closing the door behind them. We have Punchline and Hordak on deck. Los Anarchists will have a brief 1-player advantage. Punchline immediately punches through for lead jammer. Pack will now return to full strength. Star pass over on Texas side. That's going to be their initial. And that was Rooster. We have Killer Queen for Los Anarchists and Trainwreck for Texas on deck. Pack at full strength. Trainwreck up front. Killer Queen at the rear. Pack is mostly ish together. Trainwreck this time for Texas, takes lead jammer position. Star pass incomplete on Los Anarchists, had to give the star back. Star pass completed this time. New Jammer's going to be Pippi long stomping. Trainwreck calls it, earning all 4 points and closing the door behind them. We have Jay Wallapete for Texas on deck with Sonic Boom for Los Anarchists. Official time, what? Official timeout? That's what I see. Cool. Whatever that was. Jay Wallapete and Sonic Boom on deck, pack at full. There we go. Cholita going to the box, Texas down a blocker. Sonic Boomhauer is still stuck behind that tripod at the rear of the pack. Jay Wallapete at the front of the pack. Pack still at turn one. Texas losing their pivot. But they get a blocker back in return. Sonic Boom forced down and back up. Still no lead jammer, or almost at a minute into the jam. Sonic Boom might have an opening up front, has 2 blockers left to go. Pack is being extended. Sonic Boom officially has lead jammer for Los Anarchists. Last having to get through Cholita on Texas side. Jay Wallapete still has 3 blockers, trying to progress up front. Rooster trying to offer assistance to Jay Wallapete if possible at the front of the pack. Sonic Boom is still stuck at the rear pack on a scoring pass. Sonic Boom being met by Rooster, and now the tripod reforms on Texas side in front of the pack, while Jay Wallapete is now switched to the rear. Jay Wallapete with an opening on the outside lane. That's going to be the initial pass for Texas. And the jam is over. 4 points earned by Los Anarchists before the end. We are at 6 minutes and 45 seconds left in the second half. 127-82 in favor of Los Anarchists. We have License to Dill versus Hordak coming up. Hordak initially playing defense. Tough fall, but everyone got back up. We have an unforgiving concrete floor below them. License to Dill forced to reset. Still back at it against the 4 blockers up in the rear. Hordak struggling up front. Hordak does take lead jam. The player who forced them out was still up front, so plenty of time to get ahead. Texas now in command of the jam for now. License to Dill makes it through. That's going to be the initial pass for Los Anarchists. Hordak contending with the 4 blockers up front, trying to break through. Now Texas players come to help. Meanwhile, Liza still takes advantage of the chaos and gets ahead for 4. Hordak stuck up front, decides to call it. Still earned 4 of their own before the end. We're at 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second half. We have Punchline and Gator launching off. Punchline on the inside lane, lead jammer for Los Anarchists. Gator still trying to work through the middle of that pack. Los Anarchists trying to rebuild defenses up front. Punchline staying upright and inbounds on the inside. Almost got taken out, but managed to stay in for 4. Star pass over on Texas side. That's going to be Black Widow. Punchline decides to call it, still earning 3 points before the end of that jam. We are now at 4 minutes left in the second half. Oh, gee, I wonder what's going to happen next. Team timeout by Texas. This is Texas's second timeout. Texas is now down to 1 timeout. Los Anarchists still has 2 timeouts, including 1 official review. Fluffer Mutter for Los Anarchists and Trainwreck for Texas on deck. No players in the box. It's like a yin and yang formation in the pack. Trainwreck tried to do a juke on the outside lane and it looks successful. Trainwreck does have lead jam for Texas. Successful star pass over to Viper for Los Anarchists. Viper does get through. That's going to be the initial pass for Los Anarchists. Trainwreck decides to call it. Earns 3 points before calling it for Texas. Jay Wallapete for Texas and Sonic Boom for Los Anarchists coming up. We're going to be at about 2 minutes and 30-ish seconds left when this starts. Jay Wallapete powering through the front of that pack, takes lead jam for Texas. Star pass attempt failed. The star was dropped. Sonic Boom's got to pick that up. Meanwhile, Jay Wallapete makes another lap for 4 points for Texas. Jay Wallapete makes another lap for another 4 points for Texas. Star pass completed. That's going to be Rainbow Crash for Los Anarchists. Rainbow Crash still stuck in the pack and now forced to reset. Jay Wallapete being cornered a bit by the three blockers of Los Anarchists at the rear. License to Dill has returned to the pack at full strength. Whoa, never mind. We lost a player apiece to the box. No, we didn't. Confusion. Jay Wallapete still stuck at the rear of the pack. Meanwhile, Rainbow Crash is going to the box for a cut track call. Power Jam now over to Texas, and Jay Wallapete calls it. Now it's going to be a power start for Hordak and Texas coming up with Los Anarchists down 2 players, including their jammer. We are at what should be the last jam of the game, depending on how things go. Power start for Texas with Hordak on the line. Hordak trying to make something happen. Los Anarchists successfully buying time. Hordak makes it through. Lead jammer on this power start. Not a terrible amount of time left. Los Anarchists regain a blocker. Hordak bobbing and weaving through the middle of that pack. Makes it through for 4 points. That's going to be the end of the power jam. All players back on the field. Rainbow Crash still working through the rear of the pack to get that initial. Hordak trying to get more points, as many as possible before the end of the game. Both jammers stalled at turn 1. Hordak getting a little bit of help, but still forced to reset and calls it. And that looks like it should be the end. And it is unofficial score while we get our numbers crossed. Will be 105 Texas, 138 for Los Anarchists. We'll see if that stays. A lot of deliberating in this particular game. Okay, we were in official timeout. We are going to have one more jam before the end. We're going to have one more jam. This looks like it's going to be a brand new jam. All right, one more jam to go. We thought it was over, but we got a bonus jam in us. Trainwreck on deck for Texas, it looks like. And it's going to be Killer Queen for Los Anarchists. It's going to be a full pack. One last jam to end it all. Here we go. Trainwreck up front, Killer Queen at the rear. Both of them can sit solo contending with the blockers of the other team. Trainwreck trying to extend the pack forward. Los Anarchists not allowing it. Killer Queen at the rear. Texas not allowing them to progress. Pack is still at the start line. Penalty being called. Texas losing a blocker. Killer Queen takes lead jam and immediately ends it, ending the game. All right, we're just gonna call it. That is game. Score is gonna be 107 for Texas and 138 for your winners, Los Anarchists.
skating when I was about like 10. We would